All right, welcome everyone to this webinar for Care Access. We are going to explore the SCP, or the Service Care Package, this morning. It's specifically designed to offer NDIA API access to smaller organisations. It can also show you some of the interfaces that we've created to interact with the NDIS APIs as a managed service. Care Access also offers a full integration service to your CRM. So that's something that you can explore if you've got a larger organization or a specific bespoke requirement. This session is being recorded and we will make it available on our YouTube channel. I'll hand over now to Andrew Price, our sales executive, who's going to walk you through the presentation. Over to you, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Shannon. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for registering for this webinar, and thank you for your interest in Care Access and our Service Care platform. I will talk you through this presentation as we go through the slides. So thank you very much. So we have a small agenda today, some introductions coming up. I'll introduce, well, you've met Shannon already. I'll introduce Andrew Henderson, Director, and I will talk about who is Care Access and what we stand for and what we do. We will explain a little about the APIs and demystify that area, and then get into the details of our Service Care platform. I can see some people, I think, are asking a few questions. We do have a dedicated Q&A section. So do post your questions, and when we get to that section, we'll have that conversation. Further down the track, we will look at the road ahead and what is coming for Care Access, and also what the NDIA are hopefully releasing very, very soon. Okay, so moving forward. Who are we and what do we do? Well, our vision, Care Access will connect providers and practitioners to the NDIA APIs in a quick and efficient manner using a simple process based on fair and ethical pricing. We support the digital transition for all levels of providers to automate processes and to reduce their administrative burden. The first line of this slide I'd really like to draw attention to, because that really says it all. Care Access will connect providers and practitioners to the NDIA APIs. It really is our bread and butter. It is what we do. And Care Access, we're specialists in this space. Andrew Henderson is our director, and I'd very much like to bring him in right now to speak more about where Care Access has come from and our position in the NDIS space.
Thanks, Andrew. Welcome, everyone. So we had a bit of a vision a couple of years ago now, where we were finding a lot of our people in the sector that we were working with at the time tended to have the need to contact NDIA through electronic means rather than having to go through a manual process and the portal and so forth. That was throwing up rejections. That was creating, obviously, cash flow issues for certain organisations. In addition, we were finding that the APIs are great when they get launched, as they were by NDIA last year. But at the same time, that still requires you to code and to be able to code to whatever your native systems are. So the idea was really born around the fact that there was an opportunity here to help the sector by creating a managed service that enabled them to say, whatever your system is internally, we'll connect to it. We use an API framework that's been approved by the government, as we are now. I think from memory, in November last year, we were the first cab off the rank. So we've gone through a whole bunch of certifications, which I know you're going to touch on a bit later in the presentation. But the idea was we just want to make it really simple for the sector to be able to interact with NDIA through an electronic means, as opposed to the need to code. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Shannon, if I could bring you in at this moment in time.
Certainly.
And if you could speak to the certification process, especially the ISO 2700 and the HIPAA compliance,
Sure.
and explain that for our viewers, that would be great.
So Care Access, as part of the integration deployment, we had to go through a security review with the NDIS. We were able to basically do a full IRAP gap assessment. This assessment looked at all our functionality, our capability, and we are now a compliant organization. As Andrew said, we are the first aggregator to offer NDIS API as a managed service. So you can come to us irrespective of your platform, as long as your data is hosted in Australia as per the NDIS rules. We can then integrate you through either our service care platform or your system through our ACP or agency care package integration to offer NDIA API access as a managed service. Andrew?
Thank you very much, Shannon. So as Shannon and Andrew were explaining, Care Access have been the first to achieve digital partnership approval from the NDIA, both for our capability and for our security. The APIs themselves are much more commonplace than one might think initially. So API stands for Application Programming Interface. It simply put means that any two applications can really communicate with each other to access data. That data is then communicated into another platform or another piece of software and turned into usable information for you. So every action we take on our phones, for example, sending a message, checking the food game, or even checking our bank balance, this process uses an API. It's all under the covers. Obviously, you don't see this, but they use an API. It accesses a certain set of data on a secure server somewhere, and then it is delivered to you in usable information. So our service care platform that we're going to demonstrate to you today sort of hides all of the complexities around security and those APIs and accesses the information held by the NDIA on the product, and then we check it in our service, and that is delivered to you so that you have real-time information. So let's have a look at this package. What are the benefits of the service care platform that we offer? It really minimizes the chair swivel. It minimizes having to switch between your current management system, your current client management system, and the Pro Portal, which, as many of you would probably know, that Pro Portal times out, and you have to continuously re-authenticate to gain access again. It reduces interactions between your plan management department and your service coordinators, support coordinators also. Trying to ascertain real balances in people's funds and access real-time information is a huge distraction and a massive costly delay in support coordinators or service providers being able to do their job. We maintain the APIs fully. As the NDIA evolve those APIs and add new APIs, we manage that constantly, as we do the integrated security token management. The service is fully monitored, and you can import data and you can export data and create your own custom reports. And of course, being browser-based, this encourages engagement from paper-based. From providers really of any size, you could be sole trader, or you could have several staff, dozens of participants. So what Care Access actually provides and what the service care platform actually allows for is it streamlines the process of and prevents the exceptions and the errors at the end of the plan when you're setting up a plan, rather than when you're setting up a participant, once you've received the RFS and you're setting up the participant, rather than relying on their paper-based plan, which may or may not be accurate and reflect what's on product, through our service care platform, you're able to obtain real-time, accurate information as to funds in one specific plan. Being able to do this at the beginning, you and your staff, means the job gets done once and it gets done accurately. So therefore, as we progress, the service bookings are made based on real-time, accurate information. Exception management, errors, complex reconciliations are all nullified. And of course, the process is exponentially more efficient because you haven't really done the process once and it's based on accurate information. So, why wait? Really, the cost for you as the end user, as an operator, as a registered provider, there is no new software required. It's very simple. You have certainty. This is being released by the NDIA next month in terms of their APIs, but you will be able to determine the size and scope of the participants' fund before you incur any wage costs, before any services are delivered, and before you have produced work which you cannot get paid for. So you will have certainty. You will know what money the individuals have in their funds, and you will be able to see which money is in which fund. As I described before, have accuracy and efficiency in processing those payments, in processing your payments. Care Access makes sure that the APIs are maintained and the security is maintained. It works seamlessly behind the scenes. It doesn't interrupt your workflow, and also consequently maximizes your cash in, means your cash flow continues to do exactly that. Leveraging our platform means you can run a much leaner plan management department. We all know that your plan management fees are charged monthly. It's very, very tight. So for every task that has to be repeated, for every interaction a plan manager has to have with another support provider or another support coordinator, is costing you dollar amounts in terms of time spent on doing the same task again and again. So our platform means that you're able to run a much leaner, much more accurate offering, and consequently a better service for your clients. As I just said, more time for new and existing client engagement. Support coordinators should be able to provide supports. Service providers should be able to provide services, and plan management do exactly that. Without the repetition of costly admin tasks, having to fix errors, you then have the opportunity to focus on what is the guts of your business, the reason why you get out of bed. The reduced number of exceptions. Care Access makes sure that the errors are avoided at the very, very beginning. You're not basing your plan setup, participant setup, off a scrunched up piece of paper of the participant. You're basing it off accurate real-time data accessed from product. So the cost drivers of lost time and wasted wages are avoided at participant setup. And our cost is predictable. It's ethical also. If you have 100 participants, you can do 1,000 transactions for those participants every month, and the cost doesn't change. The cost is based upon the number of participants per month, not the number of transactions. Something our clients have said, as you might be able to imagine, something that was once previously much more complicated, taking 15 minutes, is now done in around 15 seconds. And of course, the outstanding number of exceptions has gone from 3,000 to almost for another client. Care access makes sure that the data is turned, the accurate data from POTA is turned into usable information, and it's it's without exception and without error. Shannon, if I could bring you in, please, to discuss this item.
So what we've got here is a couple of screen grabs of the service care package in action. What you'll see in the first screen grab is a service booking that was done at the category level for $7,400. You can see that there was an error when we tried to create this service booking because it exceeded the amount of the budget by, which was only $4,663.43. So it raised an exception. We were able to then hit the amend key, and you can update the value to $4,663.43 right there in the system and create the service booking, which you can see there was created at 500,32326. It also gives you the start and end date of those service bookings and the plan ID that it was created against. So it's as simple as that. You're not having to sort of go in and out of POTA, trying to fix errors. You can do them in real time from within the platform. Andrew?
Thank you very much, Shannon. I will just move. Okay. In summary, then, we have no coding. What Care Access is offering is definitely innovative and a game changer. We really are offering the ability or the pathway to offer best practice in terms of service delivery for your clients. The solutions and platforms we have are scalable. So you could be a sole trader or you could be a vast organization. We have an offering for you. And consequently, depending on the size of your organization, you have the right platform at the right price point for you. It's cloud-based, so that means you don't have to worry about software, you don't have to buy new software, and you don't have to manage that software or the connections to it. It's very easy to use. It's a digital process and a trusted platform. So as long as your data is held in Australian servers within Australia, as per the NDIS requirements, then we can manage that, access that, and manage that. We have a demonstration to show you of how the system works and what it looks like, and I believe Shannon is going to.
Yep, I'm going to do that. So just going to share my screen, so just bear with me while I connect. In this video, we're going to explore the SCP or Service Care Package. Let's get started. After you log in, you'll be taken to the dashboard. The dashboard shows you your total participants, total service bookings, total payment requests that have been made. It also has the future features of plan budget as well as notifications. There's a quick details section showing you what participants, service bookings and payment requests were made in the last 24 hours. Clicking on the Participants tab allows you to see your current participants. You can import participants using the Import Participant button. Simply upload the CSV file and click Done once uploaded. This will add the new details for the participants, but no plan or start date. Clicking the global refresh will trigger the API for all participants in your list. These participant details have now been updated with their most current plan ID, start date and end date. You can also add participants using the Add Participant button. In this example, we're going to enter the first name, the surname, but we're going to spell it incorrectly, the NDIS number, and the date of birth, as well as other relevant information about the participant, like their email, their contact number, their address, and any other relevant details like nominee or notations, and then click Save. To trigger a single refresh on this participant, use the down arrow. This will trigger the API to refresh the details just for this participant. You'll see here there is no plan, and there's an API error message. Using the down arrow, we can then rectify this by correcting the surname. After we've corrected the surname, click Save. Then, using the down arrow, click Refresh to refresh this participant's details. You will see that their new plan ID and start date and end date has been retrieved, and that a success message has now been displayed in the API message box. Now let's create a service booking. Using the down arrow for the appropriate participant, select View to enter the participant view. You'll see a list of all service bookings. Use the Create Service Booking to create a new service booking. Enter the start and end date, any provider comments. Select a support category and a support category amount. You can even add a category. Select your new category and the additional support category amount. Then click Save. This will trigger an API call and automatically book a service booking in Proda. These details will be updated in the service booking table. You can select the 3 lines to see the actual service booking itself with the service booking API message. If you wish to amend the service booking, hit the Amend button. You can then update pricing or change service booking end dates or quantities, then click Save. This will trigger an API call and the API message will say Received. Using this Refresh Service Booking button, you can see when the service booking has been updated. You'll note the allocated amount has been updated. Let's create another service booking at the line item level. Enter your dates, provider comments, uncheck the product category level button, select the category, the service, the applicable price book rate, which can be amended using the preferred rate. Add another line item, selecting the support category, the service, the price book rate, and once again the amended preferred rate if required. Then click Save. This will trigger an API call and you will get a message back using the 3 lines. Go into the service booking and you can verify these details. The participant view also shows all service bookings for the participant. These are downloaded directly from Proda, as are the payments that have been made for this participant. Scrolling through the list, you can see the details. Clicking on the Service Booking tab allows you to see all service bookings for all participants in your organisation. This list has all details and can be exported quite easily into CSV. There's also a reporting function. Custom reports can be made available upon request. Participants within 60 days is a standard report and easily downloadable. Clicking on the Payments tab, you can see payments made for all participants in your organisation. Once again, these details can be exported, which make an excellent resource for reconciliation. Andrew, we'll throw back to you to continue the presentation.
Thank you very much, Shannon. So as you would see from within the Service Care platform, that for those of us familiar with creating service bookings and working with NDIS, essentially by entering date of birth, start date, end date of plan, and the NDIS number, we're able to pull through accurate real-time information of Proda for you to work with. Now we have some questions and answers. I can.
Yeah, throw that over to me, Andrew. So we've
Yeah,
got
go
some,
first.
Dave Newman's asked a question, is this demo showing potential provider platform connected to Care Access? So what this is a web interface that you can have connected directly to Proda through your business-to-business device. You physically log into the Care Access platform and perform all those functions from within the SCP platform itself. If you need more information, Dave, please don't hesitate to reach out to the team. I have another question here from Jacqueline. Can we download and upload to and from into the portal? At this stage, that functionality isn't available. We do have an API for upload to the portal for relevant information. It can be usually developed as part of an API integration, but at this stage, it's not really available on the Care Access platform. And that's all the Q&A at the moment. Has anyone else got anything they wanted to pop up and ask? If you do, just feel free to drop that in the Q&A section and we'll be able to get back to you. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Shannon. Moving forward, we have the road ahead. So what is ahead? New and in the last month, plan and service booking updates have been made available. In October, we'll be able to view plan budget and the push notifications will come through. If you have the service care package running, it will notify you automatically of exceptions and errors. Care Access are members of Digital Community of Interest. This is the NDIA's Digital Community of Interest. And we like to think, or we essentially have the ear of NDIA, so we work very closely with them. And also coming is the automated exception handling, although that is just ahead. Our core business is to manage and maintain access to the data that is held by Proda for NDIA participants, and to bring that data to you in the form of usable information. Accurate, real-time, present information of what funds individuals have before you go and execute work, before you go and do work and constantly use them. So our business is really maintaining access to this information. And thank you very much for your time. If you have questions, info@careaccess.com.au, you can ask right now. We're still here, so do ask. We have our website, careaccess.com.au, and you can contact us for a system demonstration or process evaluation, internal business flow. Thank you very much. Shannon, is there anything?
Yeah, I've got a couple more questions have come through. Can we access RFS and other inbox messages? So the new push notifications that are being released next month will give you a notification within the platform itself that you have an RFS. Unfortunately, they are still only available in the inbox in Proda. It's a limitation of the API itself. Someone else has asked, does Care Access link staff rostering for and invoicing? So those functions at the moment are more suited to a full CRM integration. So if you've got a CRM with rostering, we can do an integration where as the rostering and service delivery is completed, you can then generate a claim against that service booking. That functionality sort of lends itself more to the ACP type platform versus what you've just seen here, which is the SCP. And costing and pricing, so those are all very individual. We have a pricing model based on the total of the participants that you transact on the platform. And if you send an email through to info@yourcareaccess.com.au with your average participant transaction per month, we'll be able to get you some pricing out. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Shannon. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And yeah, please contact us with any of your questions. info@yourcareaccess.com.au, and myself, Shannon, will contact you and give you the information that you need. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.